What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kai and I am back with another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Today we are trimming my hair. It is finally time for a trim. 6 months. These are some brand new shears. I just picked these up from Sally's. They was dummy expensive, $10 for some scissors. But either way it go, these dead ends are coming off today. Okay, so we just jumping right into this video. It's gonna be pretty quick, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at itmustbekai, because we finna chop off these dead ends and we are almost at 1,000 subscribers. So y'all subscribe. That's a tongue twister or whatever, so we can get right into this video and hit 1K subscribers. So first thing that I'm doing is I'm just gonna comb out this section. I have conditioner all over my hair so that it has enough slip and that I can see my curls. They're defined so I can know exactly where to cut. I'm not gonna be shy about trimming my hair. Number one, because when you trim your hair, it helps your hair grow back healthy so that you don't be combing your hair and pulling ends and snapping, because that's how I knew that I needed to trim. When I brush my hair, I can hear and I can feel my ends are like scraggly and all this stuff. So literally as I'm combing it out, I can feel the difference and I can feel where I possibly need to cut, because us curly girls need to make sure that we are trimming our ends and just not take it for granted, because the last thing we want is our hair to split all the way up 2, 3, 4 inches, and we don't want none of that. So I'm just looking at it. Like I said, I'm gonna be generous and I'm just gonna snip it right on off on that end. And now as I'm touching it, it's softer, it's smoother. I'm definitely gonna be touching and feeling throughout this whole video just to make sure that I'm cutting off what needs to be cut off. And I can really feel the difference when I brush my hair, because it pops. Do y'all see that pop? It's like it's way smoother when I take the brush through it. There's no scraggling, there's no snapping, there's no pulling or anything like that. So that's how much I cut off. I know it's easier to cut your hair when it's straight, but I just do it when it's curly because I'm not gonna press out my hair or blow out my hair just to trim it. I'm just not gonna do that. I trust myself to do it curly, and I've always trimmed my hair curly, to be honest, so I can see how much I'm cutting off and stuff like that. Because when you trim your hair while it's straight, it's something about when your hair go back to being curly, you feel like you done cut off 4 or 5 inches of your hair. But that is the tip of it. Y'all see how thick and healthy it is from root to tip. It doesn't get thin or taper off or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go section by section, and I'm just gonna be using my brush, and I'm just gonna be making sure that I can feel from root to tip and really making sure that I'm cutting off what needs to be cut off, and just making sure that we are not leaving any dead ends behind. Okay, so this video is pretty self-explanatory and it's pretty easy to follow. I'm literally just, like I said, just feeling to make sure that all the dead ends are getting off, not being shy. And I'm making sure that I'm cutting on the bend of the curl, not to cut in the center of a curl, because then it just gets a little funny. Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm cutting at a good point. That's why I'm rolling the hair around my finger so that I can really see that line of demarcation that needs to go. So it feels so good to get these ends off of my hair. Like, oh my gosh, y'all, it's been 6 months since I trimmed my hair. I pretty much try to trim my hair every 6 months, but sometimes I might go 4 months or 5 months, just because how it feels, because I can always tell when I need a trim. I don't know what happens to my hair, it just start acting up when I need a trim, and I don't be appreciating it. But you have to listen to your hair when it's trying to tell you stuff. Like, look at these ends. Look at these ends. This is 6 months of me brushing my hair with a Denman brush, styling, braiding my hair down, wigs, all of that. So we just need to knock these ends off, and the amount of ends that you knocking off is uncomparable to the amount of hair that you have grown out of your root. So don't be afraid to part with it. Like, look at it, it's just struggling. We just gonna knock it all off. Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing in this video. I'm gonna come back when it's time for me to do the front, because the front I had to do it I had to do it a little special way, because y'all know the front of my head is a little Anyway, I'll be right back when I come to the front of my head. All right, y'all, so we have officially finished the back of my head, and we're just gonna move on to the front of my head. So if you know, you know, you've been a part of my channel for a long time now, you know that the front of my head is a little different. Okay, it doesn't curl as tightly, it's really loose, it has a whole different texture, it gets drier, I have to do more to define my curls. The front of my head is just real funny acting. Okay, so the front of my head I have to look at a little differently, because if you haven't seen the video of me cutting my natural hair, I actually cut off a ton of hair in the front, and it has been growing back very nicely. I really cut the front of my hair to like a little curly bang kind of like, and it's about grown back now. But I'm just going to be very intricate when it comes to trimming the front of my head. So what I'm gonna do, because the texture of the front of my head is just very dry, like as I touch the front of my head, like literally more than just what I'm cutting off can come off. But I'm not gonna do that because, come on, it's the front of my head, you know, like bit by bit. So it just dries differently, it just feels differently. Like I said, it's just a lot with the front of my head. So if you haven't seen some of my past natural hair videos, definitely go check them out so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about when it comes to the front of my head. So I'm really just gonna trim this one side, because pretty much the side that I'm on right now, like by my ear, that side is like the closest to normal. It's really the top two sections that are a little funny acting, and the hair just is not like the hair in the back of my head. So as you can see, I'm just making sure that I got off enough hair. I'm not being shy once again. I'm just going to trim it some more, because it's okay if the front of my head is a little shorter than the back of my head, you know, because it's giving cut hairstyle, you know. So look at that. Look at that. Oh, it just looks so awful. I can't stand it, but I mean, it is what it is. And the front of my hair has always been like this. So I'm just going to be paying very close attention to what I'm cutting, but still just not going to be nervous about it, because it's going to grow back. It's all for the better. So as I'm brushing my hair out, I'm really going to just split this section into two sections to trim it. So as you can see, as I'm brushing, some hair is falling down because it's shorter in the front. So I'm just pulling the entire section, and I'm just going to snip off that first part. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the section in half. It's not even in half, it's just most of the front of my hair. And I'm just going to cut some more, because this is the bang that I cut off. So I'll link that video down below in the description box and put it in the card, so you can see how short I actually cut this section and how long it is now. And that's literally from rice water and just taking care of my hair. So if you're looking for ways to grow your hair, this is a prime example of what I've done. Y'all saw that video of me cutting off the front of my head, and now you can really see how long it has gotten compared to when I cut it. So as you can see, I'm just feeling the section. It doesn't feel as amazing as the back section, like I said, because the hair in the front of my head is drier. But I just have to kind of roll with the punches a little bit, and we just gonna go right on to the next section. I'm gonna try to do this section like I did the other one, but this side of my head is different from the other side. It's just the front of my head is just, anyway, I can't even start to explain the front of my head, because that's just gonna be a whole merry-go-round of stuff. So like I said, I'm combing out this section, and I'm just going to work in all that conditioner to make sure that I can see where I want to cut. I'm not being so detailed to where I'm trying to cut the same amount everywhere, because I'm going to wear my hair curly. So I don't think anybody's going to notice if I didn't do a perfect inch all over my head. But this is just the easiest way that I can trim my hair. Sometimes I have my mom trim my hair for me, but I think this past year I've just done it myself. I'm so happy we are finally on the last section. And if you don't know, I washed my hair, and this is conditioner that's in it. Of course, it's the Tresemme conditioner, pretty much the only conditioner that I use. And after I trim my hair, I'm just going to let it sit, and then I'm going to rinse my hair all together, because I just want the ends of my hair that I just cut to get as much moisture as possible and get real happy, and then I'll style my hair later on. So as you can see, once again, I'm splitting this into two sections, and I'm just gonna cut more off the front, because I kind of like the front of my hair being a little shorter than the back. When the front of my hair is really long, it doesn't really do a good job on my face shape. So we are completely finished with trimming my hair. You can see the ends of my hair are all juicy, are all curly. They're just fluffy, and they are just so happy to be trimmed. I know when I style my hair this evening, I'm just gonna feel a complete difference, because we don't like trimming our hair, but it's what's best for our hair. Like, look how happy your girl hair is. Okay, your girl's hair is super duper happy. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to trim your hair. This is how much I trimmed off. And follow me on Instagram at itmustbekai. And I will see y'all in the next video. I can literally feel how dry the hair is, y'all. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.